I have a really hard question, so I'm going to go to the first grade for an answer. Are you guys ready? Yeah? First grade already? Yeah. What do I have in my hand? A rosary. I'm glad you knew what it was, right? Today we celebrate the feast of Our Lady of the Rosary. And that made me think about a long, long time ago when I and my little brother were very, very young. I think he was in first grade and I was in third grade. But at that time, we had in our family every single night after dinner, before the dishes, before homework, before TV, before any games, our whole family went into the living room and we knelt down and we said the rosary. Now, since my dad was the oldest in the house, he was the leader. And he would say the Our Father prayer and take the first and the last Hail Mary of the 10. But then my mom and then my 5 sisters and then me and my little brother all had to say a Hail Mary and make sure you keep track on the beads. But my little brother Paul, he kind of got his spaced out a little bit sometimes. He lost track. And he'd get mixed up on the beads. And he knew the Our Father really good, but the Hail Mary got mixed up sometimes. So my dad one time, in the middle of the prayer, when it was my brother's turn to say the Hail Mary, and my dad was waiting, and he was waiting, and I was kind of giving him a little nudge, like, come on, hurry up. Then he started out, Hail Mary, and he got all mixed up. Well, after we were finished praying, my dad called him aside, and he gave him a special punishment. He said, write out the words of the Hail Mary 10 times so that you'll know it the next time. Well, I'll tell you what. My brother and I learned real fast how to pay attention on each of the rosary beads with the Hail Mary, and we knew that prayer by heart. The rosary is a great prayer, but you got to pay attention when you say it. Our boys and girls and our faculty members and some of our parents that join us, 4 times during October and again 4 times in May, 2 months dedicated to Our Lady, the Mother of Jesus. We come over here to church to say the rosary. But sometimes, if we're not paying attention, we get kind of spaced out. Do you know that every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock, men and women in our church come to the daily Mass Chapel every Saturday all year long to say the rosary? And in October and May, like you, they come on Wednesdays and on Saturdays. The rosary is a good prayer, but you got to pay attention. In the gospel today, it tells us that when St. Elizabeth was visited by Mary, they prayed together. Elizabeth prayed with Mary. The Acts of the Apostles tells us that after Jesus rose from the dead and the apostles went up into the upper room, the apostles prayed together with Mary. Every time we say the rosary, you and I are praying with Mary, and Mary is praying with us. But you got to pay attention. So next week, when you all come back over to church during this month of October to say the Holy Rosary, bring out your rosary bead and keep track of the beads and try and pay attention. And make it a great prayer. And I hope you never get the punishment my little brother got and have to write that prayer out 10 times.